Welcome to the Janzen Boys. I guess it's pretty obvious you're a family band, and we are so excited to have you at the Calgary Folk Club in November the 15th with the Henry Girls. So tell me a little bit about, um, like, I know you're from Winnipeg, but where did you come from? Because you kind of blew into my radar and blew me away.
Well, we have a hard time answering the question sometimes, where are you from? We're not sure ourselves anymore. Because I grew up in rural Manitoba, southwestern Manitoba, south of Brandon. But then I took off to live in Japan for a long time. And so we lived for 12. This guy was made in
Yeah,
Japan.
I was born in Japan, and Simon spent a lot of his first years there.
Yeah,
And
at least a full 10 years. So
yeah, and so now we're from Winnipeg, and we started out busking at the Forks here in Winnipeg, and that was kind of our thing. And then from that, it's just kind of grown.
Yeah. 10 years ago we were busking, but it started with busking, and it was me and Simon and Mick. Mick was mad because he was always the one who had planned the band, and he couldn't believe we were going to busk without him. So then I made the deal. I said, okay, well, he wouldn't sing. He wouldn't sing before. He'd only play his mandolin. He was too shy to sing. So I said, okay, well, if you'll sing, then you can be in our busking band. And that got him singing. And then, yeah, now 10 years later, we just took it full time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super exciting. Typically most musicians I know have somebody holding down the fort at home. But you guys are taking the home with you on the road. You've done a really extensive Western Canadian tour, and I think you're headed into Ontario.
That's
Yeah.
right, for
Yep.
the month of August. Now we got to say, we do have two amazing ladies holding down things at home.
They do
So
all the CD packaging for orders, and they're definitely doing lots when we're
Your mail order team, yes.
Exactly.
well, and anchor in many ways beyond that. No, the dream is one day that, yeah, it won't be just three smelly boys in a van, but that is what it is right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we,
Well,
go ahead.
I was gonna say very cool. And speaking of albums, your first full-length album just came out this like last fall, year ago.
Last day of 2023, so December 31st, we said we're packaging this chapter up, and we're starting 2024 fresh. And then we released our first 10-song album, and the last song is Parting Glass, which isn't ours, but
The album is called Two.
Said it, I got full-gone goosebumps because I was saying before we started the interview that I rarely book anyone that I've not seen live, like rarely. And your agent manager sent me an email, and I happened to be at a music event, and I had time, and so I played it, and I listened to Parting Glass, and I had full on shivers. And as soon as you just said that, I had full on shivers. So it's like it.
It
Yeah,
was,
I'm looking forward to the club hearing that for sure. And I'm going to encourage anybody who's listening to this ahead of time, just go to YouTube and check out Janzen Boys. Holy, for goodness sakes, beautiful harmonies. We talk about sibling harmonies, but I think there's something that the dad adds too.
well, that's good. I always wonder if I'm getting pushed to the edge of the stage. I know, the older and uglier I get, the more I'm finding myself at the edge, but we'll see.
This happens, and Simon, you're kind of being quiet down there in the side there, but you hold down the bass end and really provide the foundation for what happens.
Well, that's good to hear. I appreciate that.
he often gets we just got was it a Facebook comment?
Oh,
Where they
best
said-
basically.
They said, we need more Simon singing. He sounds like
His voice sounds like
Honey and Sunsets. And I think we were joking with him on stage about that, and I think we might have to get T-shirts made or something.
And for the whole second half of the tour, his name is not Simon anymore. It's hey Honey and Sunsets.
Yeah.
Could you get me this or go here?
Definitely the first time I've heard that one.
And I'm going to say, Simon, there are worse things that could be said about you.
Yeah, right.
And I don't know you well enough to say that, but I'm sure there are. Hey, that's not a bad handle to have for
That's
sure.
pretty good.
So speaking of Facebook, you guys really blew up the social media. So talk to me a little bit about that, because this is a whole new way of music has changed since the great divide that happened.
Yeah.
And really the socials are making a huge impact. And so talk to me a little bit about how that happened.
Yeah, I guess we started a year and a half ago. We really started trying to get our Instagram and Facebook out more and trying to reach more people. We were pretty bad at it beforehand, but when I guess I turned 18 and that opened a lot of different doors for playing live. And then it was, okay, we got to make some videos so that people know who we are.
It was kind of the realization that in this day and age, like your audience gets initially built online, right? And
Yeah.
that's proven true because the more we work on building an audience online, it really has parlayed into then you suddenly get invitations to play live
Yeah.
that you never heard of, you never got before, and you start to like when we pick a town to go to, we have a pretty big mailing list now, and so we can say to our mailing list, hey, we're going to be in town, and then you got people at your show.
Yeah.
So you realize, the stuff that a label used to be absolutely, there was no other way around it.
Yeah.
We still for sure see the value of a label now because there is an insane amount of work, and that's sometimes we feel like there's no time for creative work, but like that building of the audience, it's a thing that an artist can do themselves now if they've got the knowledge and the unction or the jam to
Right.
do it.
And I'm hoping that, like, as you know, and I'm going to let listeners know, we do not only the in-person, but we also do a 3-camera live stream with great sound. And so I'm hoping that, some of your audience that has knows you online will go, you know what, I can have a whole hour of these guys, or, what is
I
it?
think that's
Whatever, but a whole set, and so we're looking forward to that. So there are live stream tickets as well as in-person tickets. You can get those at calgaryfolkclub.com, and I'm super looking forward to see you guys live, because I just, like as I say, I rarely book anybody I haven't seen live, and I suspect that there's going to be some great things coming down the pike. Congratulations on taking that step into going into full-time music. It's a big step, and it's a commitment. And do you mostly all get along in the van?
Well, the big experiment was the last 3 weeks.
There are some moments where it was silence in the car for a day and a half, maybe, but for the most part, it was pretty good. Yeah.
I gotta say, it does get like overall, it's quite good. Like, we're all getting along, we're all goofy with each other, and it's one of those things where you learn to find, some alone time. You kind of do your own thing, and that works really well because then, Dad gets to go and watch movies or something, or talk to Naomi, his wife, and stuff.
Found
like
it really
that.
nice when we had separate rooms and separate beds to go away to. And I think Dad even took some car rides by himself just to like get away from us when we didn't. It's the learning. I mean, we've spent all this time together for 18 years, or I guess 19 now, but not every second of the day.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is a new thing for tour. And
I don't know that there's any person that you can spend as much time as musicians spend with each other.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
So there is a bit of a learning curve. Yeah.
There's a rhythm of together and apart that makes things good, right? So yeah, we did going into this 3-week Western tour. We were like, well, okay, this is going to be an interesting experiment, and I mean, overall, it was pretty good. We just learned, okay, we don't agree on these areas. Let's leave them for now, and we got another 3 weeks in Ontario to figure out to test it all out again. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, and the ability to leave it in the van and not bring it onto the stage, because it's a lot of together, but the music that the three of you put out, super excited to present to the Calgary Folk Club and to the rest of the world via live stream. So thank you for joining me today, and we'll look forward to seeing you on November the 15th. First up, and the main act that night is the Henry Girls. And so I didn't plan it that way, but it's kind of worked out nicely. So we've got the Janzen Boys, Henry Girls. So
we super appreciate you. We super appreciate you giving us this opportunity, because as we said offline, the Calgary Folk Club, we knew about it long before we heard from you. We were pretty excited the day we booked that show, and it's no small thing for us.
Yeah.
Well, super. And I hope people will be picking up and taking notice, because I've had some people saying, who are they and where did you find them? And I'm like, So I'm hoping that it will open many doors for you because you need to be heard. So thank you so much for
Thank you.
joining me, and we'll see you in November.
Okay, we will
All
do.
right. See you then.
Go ahead.